we're going to do a little bit of adjusting. There we go. There's Populous's sensual music. What is up, everyone? It is Lovenji Gaming here, and we are back with another round of Populous The Beginning's beta tournament. This is going to be game number 1, round 2. Level failed, game resynchronized. Gotta love beta. Gonna give it a second to see if it figures out. Can't click, says Fistung. Okay, we'll redo my intro because everyone got a little bit confused. What is up, everyone? It is Lovenji Gaming here, and we are back with another Populous The Beginning shoutcast. Once again, affiliated with a tournament game. This is the Populous The Beginning 1.5 tournament, or Populous The Beginning's beta tournament. And today we're going to be watching game 1 between Asgard's Keith52, playing as the Red Tribe in the red position. His opponent, representing clan Avenging Angels, even though this isn't a clan-affiliated tournament, playing as the Cyan Tribe in the yellow position. It is Avenging Angels' Fistung, or Fistino. So, once again, you've seen this map before, you know it, you love it. This is Narrow Passage. The purpose of this map within the beta tournament is to test people's ability to build, beta's ability to handle lots of building, and some of the wood mechanics as well. Good, we can see that Keith is already utilising the extra space in building a tower over here so he can spread out his huts as much as possible. Now, Keith dropped a little bit of smack talk at the start of this game. He said he was going to try and make these games as quick as possible. Now, that could mean one of two things. That could mean he's planning on absolutely decimating Fistung, or it could mean he's planning on a Keith52 special and he plans on losing in the most ridiculous fashion that only Keith52 can manage. As observers, it will be our job to see which is going to happen today. So, Keith has finished his tower. He's giving Braves orders, but he's given all the Braves the wrong orders. We've got hands up here. He's fixed these, but he hasn't fixed these. He needs to be mindful of the fact that he's received all these Braves. They will have shown up as idle on the followers tab, but he's given them... There he goes, he moves them. But Keith's clearing up his wildies. Meanwhile, we've got Fistung. He's building a lot slower, as is to be expected, and he has not replicated Keith's tower. Should be noted that Red has a slight advantage. Well, quite a major advantage on Narrow Passage, in that Red gets a guaranteed 4 convert, whereas Yellow only gets a 2. Doesn't normally show up in the 2v2 environment, but in a 1v1, it's something that's been fed back about this map that needs to be considered going forward. But I really doubt this map will be used as a 1v1 map again, as much as I love it. It's not a typical 1v1 map. So Fistung is patrolling his shaman. We don't have access to see what he is charging. There's a few more wildies that he could be grabbing. Typically, as both bases, even when you're playing this in the 2v2, your first spell should be Land Bridge. The reason that you get Land Bridge first is you're going to connect yourself to these side strips. The passage in the middle is in fact narrow. That might just be where the map got its name from. And yet we've already got the first land bridge. It's out of Keith52. It's a bit wonky, but good enough. And it'll allow him to connect to this side strip. Now, lots of the better players, what I've been seeing them doing is immediately going for the second land bridge as well and connecting this side strip as well. I suspect we'll see the same out of Keith52. And yep, Fistung is replicating. He's only a few seconds behind, which does bode well. Remember, Red gets a slight pop advantage. He's being a bit slow about dismantling that tower. And Keith's done the second land bridge as well. So now all of Keith's islands are completely connected upwards. No trooping huts yet out of either player. So it'll be interesting to see what's happening. Looking for any plans for troop huts. I don't see any fire warrior hut plans, but there could potentially be warrior huts in amongst all of that. There's a fire warrior hut here from Keith52. Just the one, I think, so far. But as you can see, Keith's making sure he's got his braves spread out. He's getting his dismantle on, as is typical. Those of you who are new to Populous, perhaps just watching this tournament for the fun of it. Dismantling is a mechanic that we talk about in Populous, where, as you can see here, braves dismantle the huts by one wood stage, then put the wood back in the hut, and it triggers a brave to spawn almost instantly. And it's one of the signs of a much stronger player, as they will dismantle multiple huts at the same time in order to increase their population. You can see lots of braves being spawned, giving you way more braves to build with, giving you way more braves to train troops, and of course the amount of braves you have equals your mana income as well. So it's only natural to see that players of Keith's caliber are going to be dismantling. He's been very lazy with his huts. He's clearly just thrown down a bunch of plans without any actual efficiency or accuracy. Whereas, once again, we've talked about this before in a previous tournament game, but we've got the standard grid-style building here and a little bit of slower dismantling coming up from Fistung as well. You may notice that the Shaman was not making much noise, and that's because Keith is sneaking her. Fistung needs to see he's accidentally selected her, which means Fistung is now aware he's sending braves, but they don't quite push her into the water in time. He needed to notice this way sooner. Keith Shaman is just going to walk directly into the base. The first attack will be damaging. Where is his Shaman? His Shaman is going for the trade. He's going to ignore Keith52 and go back towards Keith's base, but this is actually not good for him. Oh, Keith had a lightning, so manages to get Fistung to roll into the water. Very well played by Keith52. And now Keith just gets to Brave Blast to his heart's content and secure a very strong advantage over Fistung. Keith was already building quicker. He already had the natural advantage of the extra 2 Braves that Red gets at the start. He's got his troop hut up and pumping out Fire Warriors. And what was more, before Fistung rolled into the water, what I was alluding to, if you notice, a lot of these huts are really spread out. That means that an EQ is less likely to do huge chunks of damage. If huts are really far spread out, then it's very hard to do a lot of damage with an EQ. Versus when they're built in a perfect grid, it's very easy to secure the damage. There was a warrior training hut coming out of Fistung, but it was built on less than desirable grounds. We've got Keith52 is blasting everything. He takes another blast fight over Fistung. He has now killed Fistung 2 times in a row. Keith Shaman is currently 2-0, which is very uncharacteristic for Keith52. Starting to wonder who's playing on his account. But of course, this is very well played. He's been blasting Braves, he's been blasting Wood. He's also not watching his Shaman, because right now he's just giving a bunch of orders. And yet you can see multiple warrior huts are starting to come up. Once you deal significant damage to your opponent, the next stage is to start trooping them. And you can already see there's warriors coming, there's fire warriors coming. Fistung does not have control of troop huts. He has 1 burnt warrior hut, 1 half-finished warrior hut, 3 more warrior huts over here, but no fire warrior huts. Keith is burning trees, securing a victory. Anything goes in tournaments. Look at that. There's no fire warrior hut, and now there's going to be very little wood to actually build. Fistung is very crippled right now. He's not going to have the population to be able to keep up with Keith52 and the warrior trooping that has now begun. Even more warrior huts are just going to come out with Keith52, and that's all he has to do to secure this game now. The game is already over. 2 EQs of damage. The Shaman mana isn't even important. Just charge lights, keep the enemy Shaman dead. Even Core Camper with the Fire Warriors. Get the blast as she lands. Beautiful core camp from Keith52, keeping Fistung dead, keeping him out. The Warriors go straight for the Warrior training huts. Lol, says Fistung. This game is going to be over in 10 minutes. Keith did say he wanted to make this a quick one, and he certainly was not lying. Fistung is now looking for opportunities. He's not giving up, which is credit to him. Never to give up in a tournament game, but it's been absolute domination from Keith52 so far. Look at all the trees that have been burned down. Still a few trees left, but Keith's just going to make his way around the base, blasting Braves, killing population, burning trees, crippling Fistung's economy. Fistung's Shaman is never going to make it out alive unless that happens. Oh, the lightning misses as well. Fistung throws back a fire. A fire? Fistung throws back a fire. Very nice land bridge save from Fistung. He is running towards Keith's base with a bunch of land bridges. Make the path wider, he says. Get away from me, he says. Oh no, he's stuck on the land bridge. Lightning from Keith52 will find the kill. Keith52 does the blast trick to stop his Shaman flying anywhere, and once again Fistung goes down. Absolute domination from Keith52, and once again he'll find his core completely camped. Hopefully the Fire Warriors will actually shoot this time. Fire Warrior training hut, trying to get up from Fistung, dismantle a Warrior hut, dismantle some normal huts, do whatever you can to get the wood. Fire Warriors patrolling on the spot, going to keep Fistung's Shaman down. Now, Warriors are being trained and they will be able to fight back, but I think it's too little too late. A whole bunch of Warriors are being trained, in fact. But I still don't think it's enough to secure an advantage. You've got your trees being burned. Shaman's even fist fighting some of your Braves. She'll blast them. There they go, flying through the air. Even more Warriors coming in. Fire Warriors now stood by the huts as well. All we're doing is watching Keith52 clear up the map. Even more Warriors starting to patrol in. This widening in this path actually makes it easier for the troops to spread out and go to all these different locations. Badly timed core camp from Keith52, but it doesn't matter because the Fire Warriors make up for the lack of Shaman skill. I am, of course, joking. Keith has put on a fantastic game and an absolute clinic in aggressive play. People were worried that this map would last a very long time and that it would be very, very campy, and I'm pleased to say we're not seeing that in this game. We're seeing the total opposite. This narrow passage game is only 12 minutes and 45 seconds, and it was over way before that. We're just watching Keith clean up, Fistung be as robust as he can. It's like, yeah, my stream chat's saying it. It's like Populous tradition to make fun of Keith. Just a little bit. We all love him, really. So Fistung's grabbing what Braves he has left. I don't know how many Braves he does have left. There are Warriors everywhere, tearing down the remaining structures. The core camp still exists and is getting harsher by the second. Fistung sounds like he's controlling all of his population. It sounds like this is the ritualistic ending of his own pop. They're all going down. He could use, remember guys, this is beta, he could use /surrender if he wanted to give up in a time-efficient way. But if you want to fight to the last, fight to the last. What a bad start, says Fistung. He's not wrong. The early sneak can be incredibly damaging. It's why Babo tends to go for it every time. So all we're doing is watching the remainder of the Dakini Warriors. Oh, I like that confidence out of Fistung. He's saying, we'll see if you can beat me on PP. I like that. /surrender comes out from Fistung. His tribe dies. Keith52 is the victor of Game 1 of the Populous Beginning Beta Tournament. How do I